1.
First up, Aaron Bowen from Coventry takes on Juan Cacheiro. I'm pleased to say we have somebody who will have a keen eye on tonight's main event, Connor Walker. Connor, how are we doing? Very well, thank you. Thanks for joining us. But Barry, every time in his very short career we see Aaron Bowen on the card, we're very happy.
We have, because he comes to fights, and he's a good boxer and technically quite good, and obviously you can't be a top-class amateur and not be technically good, but also his appetite to want to get involved in a war makes it exciting for the fans, but also something that he's going to have to taper and understand as he gets more development in his career. He's going to have to hold that a little bit back a bit. Every now and again he gets involved. We saw it against James Todd, of course, when he got caught and was in a little bit of trouble.
Well, that is the best fight that we've ever called on Before the Bell. That's for sure. He was dropped early, Bowen.
Welsh, that's why.
Yeah. But James Todd, what heart and courage he showed in that fight. He was later stopped, though, in the 5th round of that contest with a lovely left to the body. And that's been his money shot. Aaron Bowen really works the body well with that left hand.
And the left hand's key for him, because even with the jab, he's not putting much on the jab, because he's so tall and long for the weight. Every now and again, he just pours it out there, but it makes you reset, keeps you at that distance for him to let his hands go, so you're always fighting at his distance, and that's not an easy skill to do, is it, Connor?
No, he has got a good jab. I've sparred him, I've done some rounds for him for my last camp, actually, and he uses his left hand really well, just to set everything up.
That's a nice long left hook. He finished the combination with a right hand. He looks for that left to the body again. Aaron Bowen, that's his shot. He favours, really gets behind that right elbow, doesn't he, Barry?
Yeah, and we're looking at him now. We're looking for everything now. We're looking for faults, we're looking for things he does right, things he does wrong. And just there, again, did everything right, stood a little bit too tall and got caught with a left hook. Again, so when you are close like that, it's about getting that right shoulder almost in line with the right shoulder of your opponent. That gives you the real turn for the left hook, but also keeps you safe if they want to throw a shot back.
As I say, Aaron Bowen, he has that brilliant amateur pedigree, represented England, bronze medal in the Commonwealth Games. Not that you need reminding, but we'll remind you anyway, that cracking fight against Taylor Bevan.
I commentated on that fight. It was unbelievable. Honest to God.
One of the best amateur fights you've seen.
I was telling everyone these two if to turn pro now, because they're both natural professionals.
Was that in Birmingham?
Yeah, it was, mate, yeah.
I think I was there, yeah.
Yep, Aaron Bowen just stalking his man, backing Cacheiro back into this neutral corner, looking for that right hook again. It's been a good, solid, fast start from the man from Coventry. You can still hear his supporters trickling in. Apparently sold over 200 tickets. They'll be happy with the start their man has made.
That was good there from Bowen. Just a little subtle feint before he threw that 1-2. But again, then every now and again switches off and gets caught with the right hand. And shut down. Good first round there for Bowen.
Yeah, just having a look around, and I can see the supporters of Bowen still trickling in. As I say, sold over 200 tickets, and I think with the way that he fights, the all-action sort of style, I don't think it'll be long before that 200 turns into 400.
Connor, do you wish you were an all-action fighter?
I like to box on the back foot, mate.
So you're living the dream, aren't you? New British champion. We see you in Riyadh last week, didn't we? Me and Barry in the burger restaurant, filling your boots.
Yeah, I was on the Diet Cokes in there, mate. Riyadh, what an amazing experience, and it's just give me a feel for hopefully one day getting out there, like every other boxer.
Do you know what? That's why when you go, whether you're on big bills or you go to big bills, especially when you're still active, that's what it gives you the appetite, doesn't it? You want to be involved in a fight like that, and it makes that dream just a little bit more touchable.
Yeah, obviously I'm a boxing fan as well as a boxer, so I love getting out there and watching the fights myself. We
love watching you, Connor. I can't wait to see you in action again. Into the second round we go of this one in the middleweight division. Aaron Bowen versus Cacheiro. He just takes a left hook there from Cacheiro.
Again, just stands a little bit too tall when he throws the shots, and with that then, when you throw a left hook, your arm, especially your right arm sometimes, because you're trying to get leverage on the left hook, your right hand can just slip down a little bit every now and again. That's why that turn of the shoulder is very important, because it gives you the movement, but also it promotes you to keep your hands a little bit higher.
the sixth rounder for Aaron Bowen.
It's a bit different to the last fight he had, isn't it?
Yeah, Todd come out swinging, didn't he? Landed that lovely left hook.
It was an amazing fight. I loved it.
Yeah, it's good from Bowen. Nice patient with his work, and it's good to see. That's better, that little step back again. Try and come back a little bit lower, I would say, but at least he's thinking, adapting a little bit more, stepping back after he lets the punches go, and after some of the opportunity to fire back with more.
I think them body shots are going to start taking their toll soon. They're really sinking in.
Another left to the body there, right on cue, Conor. And he's been out the ring 10 months, Cacheiro. And this is good work, starting to turn the screw a little bit, really turning the hip into these body shots, is Bowen.
That's good there. Again, it's just, but he steps back, he doesn't lean back, and when you step up with the back foot, you still got weight on that back foot to come back with another assault.
Yeah, you're just ready to fire, aren't you?
Yeah, lovely half a step back, and he just jumps straight back in. Doesn't have to travel too far and lets the 1-2 go again. Looking composed. Every now and again, Cacheiro just throwing that left hook.
That's good. And see, when he stays, it's good work, good right hand. But when he stays short, when he stays close, get short. Learn to roll under the shot. Even though you're tall, you can just bend your knees. You're able to get that movement.
And then you're just ready to fire straight away, aren't you?
Yeah, it always just, you turn your body into that natural position to throw.
Yeah, that was good with the right hand higher, just as Cacheiro threw the left hook, took that on the glove, and that's another lovely sickening left to the body, followed by a right hook for Aaron Bowen.
That's definitely his money shot, isn't it? That left hook to the body.
Just even though he digs it in, the movement, the smoothness of the shot as well, he gets the right angle with the punch.
Yeah, he really gets a good whip on it.
Just looking to slip inside the jab of Cacheiro there and throw the left screw shot. Oh, that was a nice right-hand counter from the man from Coventry. Another solid round from Aaron Bowen.
Yeah, some good work there from Bowen. Again, just see him there landing the shots, taking a little step out, leaning back. Nothing comes back. There's no real shots landing on target. Certainly after the first 30 seconds. And some good solid work, good pressure fighting there. Putting Cacheiro under plenty of pressure without making any silly mistakes like he did in the first round. I think he's evolving. He's learning from the experiences that you can still be a pressure fighter, but not rush your work, not get involved in a war. You can be aggressive and assertive and also effective with your work without having to take too many punches back.
It is hard, Conor. You know, you'll vouch for this early on in your career. You've got that fire, that real desire to get stuck in, trying to contain that early and understand you don't need to rush. Quite difficult.
Yeah, obviously, starting your career, you just want to impress, and obviously, you come out all guns blazing. But realistically, what you need to do is you need to break your fighters down and just work your way into the fight.
And he's starting to do that, Aaron Bowen, certainly with the left to the body. Lots of pressure on that front foot. As I say, Cacheiro been out the ring for 10 months, so he'll be feeling this, no doubt, I'm sure. Obviously, he's travelled from the capital of Argentina, Buenos Aires.
They're always tough as they come from Argentina, aren't they?
Yeah, I got walloped by one in 2010.
I remember. Go on, take here, yeah. Just got to keep that concentration up above, and that's important. Everything's going his way. He's enjoying himself, which again, learning from his lessons of the past. Keep that concentration.
It's just the odd shot. That right hand just grazed the target of Bowen, and it's just another reminder that you've got to tuck up after you've let your shots go. Looking for these shots to the body again. That was a lovely right to the body, wasn't it, Conor?
Yeah, it was lovely right.
The feet are good as well for Bowen. He's not allowing Cacheiro an escape route either. Just see him stepping across with that right foot there when he moves to his left, and then guiding that left foot across to the left as well. So he's just not giving him a way out here. I mean, so all that means, even when you're not throwing punches, your presence is putting pressure on your opponent, and that tires him out, making him overthink.
Oh, what a night we've got in store this evening. This roof is going to come off of this SSC arena. If you're watching at home, on the global home of Boxing DAZN, you're in for a treat. The way in, the atmosphere yesterday was brilliant. as Aaron Bowen goes through the gears again, looking to slip inside that jab. Just missing with the left screw shot, but the work to the body, really effective and hurtful. That was a nice right uppercut. Really starting to up the tempo here.
He's just sucking up though, isn't he? He's just taking it all, I think.
Again, and that's about, no, he's doing everything right here. Like, Bowen, he's doing some lovely work, and it's a nice little surprise uppercut. But again, we say it all the time, more than ever recently, changing the tempo, the pace of your shots. Because, again, as you said, Cacheiro just, he can't avoid it, but he can read it, so he can tense up and you can sort of block a little bit and tense up for some of the shots that get through. But if you change the pace, slow it down or quicken it up, then it's harder to read.
Yeah, variation's so important, Connor.
Yes, mate, and I think once the opponent gets used to the power, you know, you're sort of fighting a losing battle because you don't seem to get them out of there then. But if you just work your way in, like you say, change it, the speed of your shots and so on, you can hide the shots that are the ones that are going to cripple them.
But again, it's a good display. I think, you know, again, he's taking the centre ring, he's the bully. And okay, he's in against an opponent who's got a decent record, I think, but still, you know, for the quality that Bowen is, you know, he should be doing what he's doing now. But again, it's just reducing the mistakes, and I think he's done that in this fight so far.
Yeah, and you're right, he is doing what he's supposed to. He's looking good, he's looking solid, looking strong, showing lots of good variation, not just in the shots that he's throwing, but in defence, moving his feet well, gliding out of range, and giving himself enough time to be able to fire back with the counters, as you can see here.
Yeah, and when you're an aggressive fighter, I know nothing about that, of course, but when you are, Conor should be saying this, you're going to have to take punches. It's inevitable. All punches take punches coming forward. But again, it's just, you know, you learn, especially in these other careers, when you've got guys who are covering up, what to do after you throw the punch is almost as important as the punch itself. So,
do you agree? Do you agree, Conor?
Listen, you can't go swimming without getting wet. But what I will say is, see a fighter like this, he's only throwing the odd shot here and there. You can't. It's hard to time them sort of shots, and sometimes he thinks he's in a safe position, and then one will just get winged in. So it is hard, but like you say, you need to be polishing the edges and you know, just moving your head and obviously blocking your shots after you throw.
Well, still plenty of time left in this contest for Aaron Bowen to turn the screw and perhaps force a stoppage, but so far in the first half of this fight, Cacheiro, he's been comfortable, he's taken some heavy shots, but he's still there, doesn't really look that damaged, does he, Barry? And still offering something in attack, as we see there.
Yeah, and again, the hands are high, and, you know, the elbows are tucked in nice and tight, certainly after the first round when he took the two body shots, and someone got through, and he throws a shot now and again. And if he feels Bowen, if he starts to tire, then I think Cacheiro will get a little bit more adventurous, but not enough to really get out of that shell. So, again, changing the tempo of the shots, maybe shoe shining upstairs with 4, 5, 6 fast shots, just get those hands a bit high, then use it down to the body. He is feinting with that front foot now and again, Bowen, which is quite good, but maybe more of that and throwing off that a little bit quicker might just change up and break him up a little bit.
And if I was to say to you, Conor, maybe slipping through the uppercuts after the body shots, would you agree?
Yeah, I think when you watch the likes of Callum Smith, he just utilised his left hand absolutely amazing, and he'd drop down for the left to the body, making sure his feet are obviously shuffled over, and then he'd switch it to the uppercut and the left hook.
That's a great shout. And we're seeing there Bowen just starting to up it a little bit. That's a little lean back. You see the good footwork as well. Just varying up that lead hand. He's tucked up well, Cacheiro, you must say. He's taken the majority of those hooks.
He sort of faked that from Bowen just before he let the shot go again. Again, still a good shot. Again, just that turn of the shoulders to open up the whole new target for him.
One thing's for sure, and we see that against Todd, and as you go through the levels, Bowen, he's going to be in some cracking fights, certainly with fighters that are going to come and fight and look to upset the apple cart.
I think you'll see the best Aaron Bowen once he starts coming for the titles and things like that, and once the level of opposition start getting better, just because of he's a great fighter. Like I say, I've shared the ring with him, and he sets little traps really well, and obviously, like you say, he finds that left hook to the body beautifully.
You talk about, sorry, Barry, you talk about titles there. Linus Udofia, he's the English champion fighting Christine Williams on March the 15th. The area champ is Troy Coleman, 13-3 from Burnwood. So, look, he's a few fights off of those. But we know for sure what we've seen already from Aaron Bowen, he's going to be in some really entertaining fights.
I can't believe he stays at middleweight. That's the thing. So I'm already looking at him and Bowen, him and Bevan.
Light heavy.
Somewhere down the line. I mean, you know, maybe Bevan can, you know, get down to super middleweight. I can't see it because he's made he's just full of muscle, isn't he? But you know, imagine if them two could get close to a fight. It'd be fantastic.
I wouldn't mind seeing part 2 of that fight between Aaron Bowen and Taylor Bevan.
He is a massive middleweight, isn't he?
Oh, he's huge. I mean, whenever I stand next to him, I was a fair-sized middleweight, not many taller than me, and he towers over me.
I always thought maybe because he looks so slender that maybe he does need to go up a weight and bulk up a little bit, but they'll know what to do. And if he's comfortable at the weight and he's making it for now, then that's fine. But he's still young enough. He's going to fill out a little bit more. And I don't think he'll be able to stay for long. By the time he's fighting for titles, I think he's a super middleweight at least.
Yeah, because he's still young, isn't he? He's not too old.
But it's been a good display so far, I think. He's boxed really well, he's been patient with his work, and he's taking less shots as the fight's going on, digging in the punch, and he's trying to break down Cacheiro, who obviously knows what he's doing in there. And he's fighting a guy with a winning record, Conor, let's not forget that.
Yeah, definitely. I just think he just needs to work the body because this guy is tough as a cup. You can see that. He's just absorbing all the punches. He's just taking everything that's thrown at him. And nobody can take relentless body shot after body shot. So I think that's where he needs to go.
Yep, that
was a dig at me and you, that was, Darren.
Can he sink in the body shots with more accuracy and effect? Aaron Bowen, can he turn the screw? Can he get busy? Will Cacheiro be able to see out these final 2 rounds? So far, you would say he looks tough enough to do so. Just takes a nice right hook there, just leaning back on the shot, Cacheiro. Yeah, but he's earned his money tonight, that's for sure. The Argentinian. Tucking up well again. He's moving a lot to his left, Cacheiro. I think that's why he's looking for that right hook, Bowen.
I think he's just showing signs of whittling now, I think.
Oh, he just gave me that right hand, wasn't he, over the jab of Cacheiro.
But I quite like it. I'm quite glad he never threw it because it wasn't right for him. Again, he made the right movement, and Cacheiro just must have changed the angle, and he went, no, it's not ready, I'm not going to throw it, I'm not going to waste the shot. Again, that's just tidying your mistakes. I think it's been a really, really good performance here from Bowen.
Yeah, going back to the weight, he weighed 161 pounds so comfortably. Look, he's just a pound over middleweight, so it looks like for now, yeah, he's massive, Conor. It looks like for now he's looking to stay at this division, but certainly got the frame and the height to move up.
I think, do I remember right in seeing that this guy come in a little bit heavier as well?
Don't have the weight of Cacheiro in front of me, but I think that was the case.
Good pressure here from Bowen, trying to dig those shots in, and again changing the angle on that right hand straight, then he whips around the guard there, Cacheiro.
Yeah, he come in at 171 pounds, so 10 pounds heavier, Cacheiro, than Aaron Bowen, so you're correct, Conor.
And Bowen still towers above him, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, and he looks physically strong, hasn't he? He's put the heavier man on the back foot throughout this contest. You've got to commend the bravery and I guess the defensive skills, the know-how to tuck up and ride the shots from Cacheiro. Just takes a nice left hook inside though from Aaron Bowen.
Yeah, I think this is the best shape I've seen Aaron Bowen in. Yeah, look, here he goes now. He just loves to tear up, doesn't he?
And ultimately, that's going to be great for us, not so great for him down the line. That's the truth of it, let's be honest. You know, he's got to, again, to control that, I think. But the fact that it's in your locker, that you know you can have it when you want to have it, can ultimately be the making or breaking of you. Because in a hard fight, you want to show that steel, and if you've got the appetite to fight, then that can get you out of trouble.
Yep. There's an awful lot to work with for sure for Aaron Bowen. Still things to work on, but as far as entertainment value is concerned, this man's going to excite us for the remainder of his career, no doubt. That's 5 rounds in the bag, all going the way of Aaron Bowen. Again, a reminder of tonight's top of the bill, live on DAZN. The main broadcast starts at 7 p.m. Lewis Crocker, the local man, versus Limerick's Paddy Donovan. I've got to ask you, Connor, we'll talk about this a bit more before the bell segment, but who are you leaning towards in that one?
Honestly, mate, it depends on what day you ask me, because some days I'm saying, you know, Crocker has definitely got the power to stop him, but Paddy has also got the ability to outbox him. Whether he can do it for 10 rounds, that's another question. So I'm going to have to stay on the fence. It's an amazing fight, and I'm just going to say it can go two ways. I'm going to say Crocker stoppage or Donovan points.
Yeah, that seems to be the general consensus from predictions that I've certainly heard anyway. But here we go, last round on our first fighter before the bell. Aaron Bowen versus Juan Cacheiro, and it's been all Aaron Bowen. He's tried everything he can to force a stoppage here, but the Argentinian Cacheiro, he's been tough, he's been rugged, he's tucked up well. And like I said in that previous round, certainly earned his money.
Yeah, no, you should value for money if you give him the right. And again, go in the distance. If it goes, you still got just under 3 minutes to do the job here, Bowen. But go in the 6 rounds at the pace that he's set is not a bad thing. And also, it's been a good pace, but when you're dictating the pace, and Connor, you know this better than anyone, because you fight at a Franklin pace, but it's your pace, isn't it? You make people fight at your pace, and even though it's hard, it's more comfortable for you than it is for them.
Yeah, exactly. I think that for me, I sort of just get into a flow state and a rhythm, and it just becomes sort of, you know, I sort of work effortlessly, really. As long as you put the work in the gym, I've got all the confidence, and when I go in the ring, I can do it for the rounds, if you know what I mean.
Is it a plan of yours though? Do you approach fights thinking, that's it, I'm gonna make this uncomfortable for my opponents?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, 80% of my opponents are all taller than me, and so that they obviously got the advantage of the range straight away. But yeah, I think that obviously my style's a pressure fighter, but with each fight becomes a different game plan. So it all depends on who's in front of you.
A lot of pressure from Aaron Bowen in that first minute and a half of the 6th round here, really trying to force this stoppage.
But he's trying to force it without forcing it, if that makes any sense, which again is another big improvement for him. That's lovely work. I think he's been really good tonight. Again, he's fought at a high pace and he's dominated.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, and he's kept thinking, he's kept trying to unlock Cacheiro. Oh, that was a nice 1-2. He took his head off the line there. Aaron Bowen, he knows he's hurt his man, really putting on the pressure now. But yeah, there's been varied attacks.
To the middle, no, that's the good shot.
Yeah, looking for that right to the body, just caught the elbow of Cacheiro. Look at that right hook upstairs.
I think he's there for the taking now, as long as he can put them together in 3s and 4s. I think the gaps are starting to open.
Yeah, 37 seconds left in this final round. Can he find that one last big shot?
It's the uppercut that's going to open him up. Now, right uppercut through the middle, then work off that.
Oh, nice right to the body and rolling under the left hook.
What a tough man.
Yeah, extremely tough. I tell you what, he's probably lucky that he did have that extra 10 pounds on Aaron Bowen.
Yes, definitely.
Just getting backed up into the red corner and escaping. But back he goes. Final seconds here at the end of our first contest on Before the Bell. It's been a good one. It's been all Aaron Bowen, but you can't take anything away from the Argentinian Juan Cacheiro, who's thrilled, as you can see there, to hear the final bell. I'm sure he'll be impressed with the man he's just faced there. And you mentioned it, Barry. Look, Cacheiro came into this fight with a winning record, 10 pounds on him, you know, and if he was given the opportunity, I'm sure he would have tried to be on the front foot and let big shots go, but Aaron Bowen didn't let him.
It's very hard to do this, but he put a guy with a winning record, so you would suggest and guess that he came in with a bit of ambition. He put him in his box very, very early, Bowen, with the pressure and the jab, put him under pressure, made him a reactive fighter straight away, and he hasn't got the ability to be reactive, so Bowen then dominated Connor.
I think he just controlled the range, and every time you know, he stepped in, Bowen had something locked and ready for him, so he just sort of met him. Every time he'd step in and try and close the distance, he'd be met with an Aaron Bowen jab or backhand. So I think it's just, that was a sort of rhythm of the fight, wasn't it?
And I think, for me, that was his best performance. I mean, he's had some good stoppages, but I think for me the way he controlled it, the way he kept his discipline, his composure throughout, and the pace he boxed at, I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, I agree with you. Good, solid 6 rounds. Well, David Diamante is in the centre of the ring, so let's get the decision from our man, Mr. Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of action here in Belfast, we go to Eamon McGill's scorecard. It reads 60-54 for your winner. He's still undefeated, Aaron Bowen.
Yeah, Aaron Bowen moves to 5-0, shutout victory against Juan Cacheiro from Argentina.